We're on the Raw after Clash at the Castle, and we kick off the show in the way no one was expecting. AJ Lee is back in WWE! What does this mean? Why is she back? What will Drew McIntyre think after what Punk did 24 hours earlier? Well, with McIntyre occupied in trying to find Punk and eventually doing so, AJ Lee has the ring to herself and she says, "This feels weird, doesn't it? I quit and left with my hubby at the height of my powers." Now, I'm not going to get involved in Punk's mess. That's his to deal with, and vice versa. So why do you think I'm back, Well, I quit before the women's revolution, and I'm one of the pillars, one of the main reasons women's wrestling is what it is today. So I want to see what the best now have to offer, to see if I still have it within me to become champion. That is my mission. And my first step is quite simple, to become Miss Money in the Bank. Then I'll cash it in at SummerSlam against, well, maybe Liv? Maybe Bayley? Maybe even Roxanne Perez? Who knows? I'll come to my decision once I show you all that I've not missed a step. And for now, that is all. But next week, my return only just begins. AJ Lee has laid out her plans to the WWE Universe, and everyone is ecstatic that she is back, including her competition. She has interactions backstage with the likes of Natalya and Ivy Nile, although she comes across a part of a group who wants to do some damage control. So I've been told next week that I'm your opponent. So I'll be glad to hand you your first loss back in your first match back, so then I can enter the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Good luck, AJ, because you're only the second best AJ I know, and even he's becoming washed. Very funny, but I can't wait to crumble your dreams in your hands when I make you tap. Okay? Okay, AJ. Let's believe the fairy tale for now. It's a tense conversation between AJ Lee and Dakota Kai, but who can back up their words in the ring next week? Well, the match is on, and Lee hasn't missed a step. She's showing everyone that she can stand on her own 2 feet against the modern day talent, but Dakota Kai is still a versatile and calculated competitor, and with Lee having slight ring rust, Dakota takes full advantage and hammers away at Lee. She's struggling, but she starts to fight back, and eventually she locks in a Black Widow. Kai is going to tap. However, on the ramp, here comes the rest of Damage Control, but they're too late. Lee has advanced to the Money in the Bank ladder match, and Io Sky is not happy. She launches into the ring and starts pounding AJ into the mat. It's looking bleak for Lee until Lyra Valkyria comes out. She takes out Kyrie, she takes out Dakota, and she runs off Io. Lee has got an ally in Lyra, who also advanced in the Money in the Bank ladder match earlier in the night. But later on in the show, we see Io Sky also qualify for the match. And the following week, it's announced there will be a 6-woman tag team match between Damage Control, AJ Lee, Lyra Valkyria, and a mystery partner on the Go Home show for Money in the Bank. Everyone is speculating that it'll be Naomi, who also qualified for the match, but she's taken out backstage by Tiffany Stratton and Blair Davenport. So who will their partner be? Well, before the match can even begin, it's a chaotic brawl between all the members of the Money in the Bank match. Tiffany, Blair, Lyra, AJ, and all of Damage Control engage in a wild brawl. That is until the mystery partner reveals herself. Raquel Rodriguez is back. She takes out Tiffany and Blair, and with security separating both teams enough, the match gets underway, and it's a barnstormer of a contest. Damage Control use their chemistry as a unit to their advantage, but the babyfaces won't quit, and they start dominating once Raquel gets the tag. She's on fire, and eventually plants Io Sky to pick up the win. Lee and Lyra have the momentum for Money in the Bank, but who can unhook the briefcase? Well, at Money in the Bank, the match is on, and it's in contention for being one of the best women's ladder matches ever. There's high spots, there's weapons being shattered, but after 20 minutes of total non-stop action, we're down to 2. AJ Lee and Tiffany Stratton. They're fighting it out, but then Drew McIntyre comes out. He wants to torture Punk where it hurts, but Punk is also in the building, and the fight between the two is on, but AJ is distracted, and Tiffany takes full advantage and knocks Lee down, and at the last hurdle, AJ Lee fails. Tiffany Stratton has become Miss Money in the Bank. AJ Lee is distraught, and she walks to the back where she's met by a champ who runs the camp. Imagine losing at the last hurdle. Pretty embarrassing for a legend, huh? And Lee bites back as she says, "Well, I guess I'll be coming after you straight up then, won't I?" It's a tense conversation, but it doesn't come to blows. Not yet, anyways. And on the following Raw, it's announced there'll be a number 1 contenders match for Liv Morgan's World Heavyweight Championship, and it's between Lyra Valkyria, Io Sky and AJ Lee. And with Liv Morgan watching on, the match is on and it's a classic affair. The hatred between Io and Lyra is on full display. It seems that AJ Lee is the third wheel of the war, but she actually capitalizes on this and takes advantage of both women taking each other out. Can she win? Well, after a fantastic 15 minutes of action, Io is taken out and it's down to Lyra and AJ. They're slugging it out, but Lyra is worn down from the war with Io, and Lee takes full advantage. She locks in the Black Widow. Will Lyra tap? Yes, she does. AJ Lee has done it. She punches her ticket to SummerSlam to take on Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And Liv Morgan, straight after the match, blasts AJ with the championship. It's a disgrace, but Liv doesn't care. She beats down AJ Lee and leaves. And the following week, AJ wants blood. She's storming around backstage looking for Liv, and she eventually finds her, and the battle is on. They brawl all around the building and eventually make it towards the ring. No one can separate them. This feud has reached its boiling point beyond the speed of light. So Adam Pearce comes out and says, I've had enough of you two disturbing the peace of my show. I've already got enough to deal with on my plate as is. So from now, if either of you two touch each other before the match, you'll both be suspended indefinitely. Adam Pearce lays down the law, and AJ and Liv have to abide by it. They stop the fighting dead in their tracks, and Liv says, well, I guess I'll see you at SummerSlam then, AJ. Good luck. Liv walks to the back, and AJ is fuming, and she says to Adam Pearce, next week, I want a contract signing with that bitch. AJ is quite volatile at the fact she can't put her hands on Liv Morgan, and with a nod from Pearce, she storms to the back and leaves the building. And the contract signing opens the show, and it's a tense affair. Both women desperately want to get their hands onto each other, but they know they can't. And Liv knows Lee's desires as she says, "Oh, honey, you want to hit me so bad, don't you? Well, don't you worry, because you can at SummerSlam. But you're not the only person who'll be putting their hands on me, and you might know a thing or two about him. After all, he was your husband's first match back. Could even do a double date if you wanted. The only double date I'd ever go on with you is fighting you in this ring." Very well, I suppose that's it then. And after SummerSlam, I guess CM Punk will also be screaming my name. AJ starts going towards Liv, but she stops as she knows she can't put her hands on her until the show. She restrains herself, signs the contract, and with that, this rivalry reaches its climax. It's time! Liv Morgan versus AJ Lee! It's a dream match for a lot of people, and it's a co-main event of the biggest party of the summer. And the match lives up to the hype. It's an absolute banger as these two rivals are vicious with each other. They hold nothing back, and in big sections of the match they don't even hit big moves. They don't even need to, as they have two fists. They're fighting and fighting as neither woman will quit. But AJ's rage is starting to get on top. She's starting to overwhelm Liv. But here comes Dom. Is he gonna help out Liv? No! CM Punk chases him off, but this distraction gives Liv an opening, and she takes full advantage. She's gonna retain all thanks to Dom Dom. That is until... This is my brutality! Rhea Ripley is back! Liv Morgan can't believe it, but AJ does, as she hits Liv in the back and locks in a Black Widow. Is she gonna tap? Are we gonna see a new champion? Yes, she does. AJ Lee has done it. She's become the Women's World Champion. Liv's reign of terror has ended, but AJ's reign has only just begun. And if you like this story, I think this might interest you.